So Freewell sent me their new filter, and if you used or heard about their old filter, this one is just so much better. Let's talk about it. So essentially, they've totally ditched the magnets this time around for a fully locking system, which is great because their old filter, while it was my favorite filter for a time, I eventually dropped that tiny screw that secured it in place. And honestly, I haven't touched it since because like it's just gonna fall out anyway. This new system based on these like sort of pinch caps, this pinch locking system works really well. So just to go over the basic concept, you attach the relevant filter size to your lens, and then the filter and the lens cap both go on that, as well as any additional filters you can get or might want to use. I've got the mist filter and a stronger fixed ND, which can all be used at once or individually. So just mist, just fixed ND, all the above, no problem. And it also comes with a nice kind of faux, probably faux leather case. It's a little on the big side, which is great if you're gonna put all these filters in there, but it is a little bit bigger than the old one. If you do weddings, events, or anything particularly fast-paced, I cannot express how useful a system like this is going to be, going from a dim indoor hotel room, which might have great window light, might not, straight to outside for a first look or a ceremony, or when you're in situations where you might not be sure whether you need an ND or not and you want to easily try out to see if it works. It's really great to just pop it on and test it out and pop it off if you decide you don't need it. You also just gotta love the attention to detail with the white balance, middle gray, and black on the inside of the back cap. Plus, the sort of pinch to lock and unlock also serves the function that all the best variable ND filters serve, which is also being a polarizing filter, which is fantastic for cutting down on reflections, making foliage pop, and all the other polarizer things. Just set the strength and then hit those locks and rotate the entire thing around the filter to find the best angle. So the mechanics and the function and the utility is great, but how are the actual optics when it comes to color shift, flare, and all that other stuff? Well, let's get into that because if I'm gonna be real, it is good, like really pretty good, but not great. There's one thing. Before we get into the rest of the video, guys, Freewell did send this filter out to me, but they also did give me a discount code for you guys. So if you like what you see here, you want to pick this up for your own weddings and other films, check out the description for more info, as well as other ways to support this channel. So color shift, all right, it looks pretty good to me. In the real world, I didn't notice any real color shift, especially not the ugly kind of green or magenta ones. I mean, here's my colors right out of the lens, my Sigma 28 to 105, which is pretty neutral. Here is the VND with minimum darkness and maximum. So contrast, colors, everything holds up pretty good and are easily adjustable with custom white balances. Oh, and while we're at it, here is that 32 ND just to see how that looks as well. Sharpness is basically indistinguishable, even zoomed all the way into 105, where some lesser glass filters can start to show some issues. And because this thing is a little bit bigger and high quality and limited, there's no risk really of major vignetting or that X pattern at normal focal distances, although ultra wide lenses, you might see a little bit here and there. So you might be thinking, pretty good so far, where are these compromises we talked about? Well, there's one little one and one maybe kind of big one depending on your personal preference. So the first thing here is flare. Well, just like you would expect, there is a little extra flaring here compared to the lens with no filter attached, but in my opinion, it's not that bad. Sure, contrast takes a hit. There's a little bit of like color pollution in the shadows, maybe. The biggest thing is probably this extra magenta sort of reflection that we're seeing from the lens coatings, but overall, definitely pretty solid for a variable ND filter, just in general. And then there's kind of the final boss of VNDs, and that is the risk of what I call bokeh texturing or bokeh contamination. And yes, it is there. It appears kind of as like a gritty texture in bokeh, especially the bokeh highlights. And while it doesn't look perfect here, if I'm gonna be honest, I think it's acceptable given the functionality and utility that this filter is going to have in fast-paced wedding environments, which is like the main thing that I do. I really don't notice it that much. It's really not that strong. I've seen some horrible bokeh texture introduced with cheaper NDs. And while this is a little bit of a bummer, in the grand scheme of things, this is kind of like the one, I guess they would say, fly in the ointment that is otherwise pretty incredible system. So if this is something that's gonna really bug you in your footage, or you have bokeh highlights in a lot of different situations, you know, that's up to you. But if you really value the speed and otherwise pretty incredible optics of this filter, then this might be a great option. And while I haven't used the mist filter, by the way, here's a shot with it, without it, and with it. It is a great little addition, and it's great that it's not built into the filter, so it is able to be removed if you don't want it, and then you can put it on if you do. So it's great that you just have this option to use, again, every filter combined, none at all, or pick and choose what you want for any given situation. The speed, the utility, everything. This is certainly my favorite ND filter for weddings at this point. I definitely need to buy more of their base plates so I can swap it between my lenses a little bit faster. So maybe I should have had them send me a few more. But you can buy just regular step-up rings as well if you want to save some money, but they are a little slower, but also a little cheaper probably. So yeah, that's my review. Thanks again for Freewell for sending this filter out to me. Really appreciate it. It's really great. I do really like it a lot better than the magnetic one, because like, as great as the magnetic one was, it's like if you need a screw to lock it in place, what was the point of the magnets? You know, it's satisfying, I guess, but I think this is just as satisfying. So yeah, I also think I have a discount, 10%. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for Freewell for sending this filter out to me. It's really solid. Really loving the work you guys are doing. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. And if you subscribe to this channel as usual, I'll see you when I see you. All right, peace.